Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday. It's Clean Tech Day today. So Benzinga will be all about clean tech today, and I think it's going to be an exciting day. And we are going to look at some clean tech stocks, of course, today. We're going to look at what happened yesterday. We're going to look at what happened today and what's happening right now. I'm just opening now my pre-market stock list, so we're going to have a look at that later. But today is just another day, other than other days. I mean, so the programming on Benzinga will be a little different today because it's Clean Tech Day, and okay, guys, what's my mic on just a few minutes ago or not? Let me know. All right, I'm just going to start off now and share my screen with you. This is what I'm watching right now. I have to do this like this. Yeah, that's better. So this is pre-market open right now. This is ZOM. Some small ones, SNDL, of course, as always, NAKD, MFIS. Let's look at MFIS look at that one for a while now. This is MFIS now. Nice spike up. On the left hand side you see my 5 minute, and on the right hand side you see my 1 minute, and this is what MFIS did on the first pop, first 1 minute pop here. This 12.80 to 30.30. I'm not in a habit of chasing these. I'm not setting a limit order or whatever here and hoping to and chase this one, because that's just gambling to me. What I do is I wait until a new 5 minute candle forms, and if it's breaking this first high, then it's a strong stock in pre-market. Hola Melo. Good day, Linus. PAVM. I'm gonna get to that later. So I'm just watching MFIS right now in pre-market. This is all live. Let's see if something else is happening. SQLZ. This is nice. Look at this one. So here's the 5 minute on SQLS. Big pop up now till 18. Holds VWAP here, seems like. And what you can do now is on trades like this, you can trade this one if you want to, but I really want to see this. Now the next 5 minute candle is forming, and what I want to see right now is that it breaks this high of this first 5 minute candle. Well, because then it's not just a first pop in a 5 minute, but then it's something that I might be interested in to trade in pre-market. Watch volume though in markets like these, because the volume is very, very low here, so be very careful. You can get in with a lot of shares, of course. But you can make a quick few bucks on spikes like this. Volume is going down now, so I'm not sure that it's gonna get that second pop. So I really want to see that second pop on stocks like these. OCGN is trading again, and I had some fun with OCGN just a few days ago. So here's a pop in OCGN, and you see the rejection right away. So if I was in this one, then I would have been stopped out here. So just a little pop and now fades down, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is what we're gonna see all day long now on OCGN. Just look at it. It did quite all right yesterday. I traded it here. We talked about it yesterday, and well, said, well, maybe, just maybe, it will. This is like a double bottom, and it will now trade up. It did. You can see it here now, and now there's some consolidation maybe today. So it will definitely be on my watch list again, because it also may be just a second day runner. I'm not interested in ZOM. Let's look at this one. This is one of the big ones popping up right now. Look at this. These are, and watch this. So this is also what's happening in pre-markets. These big spikes. But could you have traded this one? Yes, you could have. So here you see on the left-hand side my 5-minute charts. You see this pop, first pop in the 5 minutes, and on the right-hand side, then you see my 1-minute chart. So this is, you see this pop. There's some hesitation here. It goes up a little bit. And what stocks in pre-market often do after this big pop, I showed you several times in the early bird morning show. What they often do is that they do something like this. So they pop up. That's not. And then this is what happens after the first pop. So after the 5 minutes, this is what happens. And you don't want to see that. But if, of course, after the first 5 minutes, the next 5-minute candle opens above this 5-minute candle, then you have to play it. You have to be very careful, because look at this drop here from 31.40-ish till, that's a $1 drop. So because volume is very low here, you have to be very careful in making plays like this, because when a big buyer or seller comes in, it can really move a stock in pre-market. Another thing in pre-market, of course, is that you can't use a stop loss, because you really have to do it manually all the time. And so you really have to watch it. Just look at this one, and then we'll go to my watch list today, TDC. Let's look at TDC. Okay, so this is this white line here. This is closed post-market. This one. That's here, and then it opens lower than the post-market close. And what you want to see then is that it fills this gap during the day or in pre-market. It's not something it might go in pre-market just now. Let's look at the 5-minute here. In the 5-minute, there's this little pop, then there's this hesitation, and now this other 5-minute candle starts to form here. Just make it a little bigger for you. It's a fairly big stock in pre-market to trade, so you can make with very low volume, as you can see here. This is my volume here. Volume is going down now, so normally this is an indicator to be very careful, and if you buy a big amount of these stocks, then you might just not gonna be able to sell them because pre-market is so lightly traded. So you have to do your due diligence before you go in big stocks like this in pre-market, and be very sure that it's going to trade. Look at this. This is what it did yesterday. So if you buy it here, then you buy it at a high, and you're just hoping and praying for a second day runner. But after this big candle yesterday, so you're looking at the daily right now, this big candle yesterday, well, I'm not sure if I want to buy this one here right now. So this is just scary to me. Okay, welcome all, welcome OP, welcome Melo, GRWG. Gonna look at that a little bit later on. Hi Tom, this is TC2000 that I'm using right now. I do this one for all my analysis, so this is, I just love the graphics on this one. And they also have real nice scanners, so they are, if you don't want to make your own scanners, I make some of my own scans, of course, but there are also all kind of custom-made scanners if you want to use these. So there are a lot of them, more than 100, I think, and I made a few myself to do my own trades. I'm a reversal trader, so long reversals and short reversals, that's what I do. And I use those scanners to really pick my place. So I want to have a look back on yesterday, because yesterday we had this Fisker here. I also tweeted this one. I hope everybody can see this right now. So we talked about his levels yesterday. That's the levels 1321 was a level, and 1450 was a level. And later in the pre-market show, there's another level that occurred. It's the 1377 line. So I'm sorry, we got in at the green line, the big green line. At the bottom, I had my stop loss on a red line, and then I exited on a green line above. So there was a 1-to-2 risk ratio, and I took that trades, and based on the levels that I put in yesterday. It's also on my Twitter account. If you look on under this video, you can see it, and you can look at display again. We also talked about IBM yesterday. That's this one, and I've never traded IBM. I traded IBM I think a few months ago or something, and what we saw there, and I drew that line, and my quote was, okay, I'm just gonna put this one on my watch list and just see what's happening. And what you're seeing there in the green arrow is that there is 1, 2, 3 times it tries to break that 139.91 level, exactly, almost exactly. And then after that, there are 3 candles above that 139.91. So the first 3 candles try to break that ceiling, that's resistance. And after that, that 139.91 became support. and after that became support, then you had a real nice play on IBM. And that's just because we looked at it yesterday, we put in this level, and we said if it breaks that level, then you're gonna get in. Could have gone in earlier? Yes, of course you could have gone in earlier, but we decided that this was the primary level and we got in. That's also on my Twitter account, so if you want to see that, then you can also look at that one. So I just wanted to show you that one, and that's what I do on these shows. I'm gonna put in levels based on what I see on my scanners and based on what my charts are telling me. And because it's clean tech day today, I thought, well, maybe it's just a lot of fun to look at some clean tech charts today, because we're going to look at some other charts also that had earnings yesterday. But I just thought it would be a good thing to look at some of those charts. So this is the daily for BE. And what we're going to notice now in a lot of those clean tech names that we're going to review now is that a lot of them are down. So I'm a day trader, but I'm also an investor. I invest in European stocks, so none of these stocks. I invest in European stocks. And as an investor, and I see this, I think, wow, this just could be, in technical terms, a head and shoulder here. And what you want to determine right now is will this be the bottom here, and will it go up after this, or won't it? So we had those down days here. We had a good day yesterday, so it just got above this red line, this 200 SME, then bumped its head against that green line here. That's the 9 EME, and this is the 20 EME, and this is the 50 EME. So what you want to see in this stock, if you're going to trade it or if you want to invest in it, then at least it has to stay above this 2380, because then you can see that it's breaking the resistance of the 9 EME, and you sure don't want it to go below 23. That's this red line, the 200 SME. In order to go long on a stock, normally I always want it to be above 200 SME. And then I see those 9 EMA, 20 EMA, and 50 EMA as a resistance. That's nice. You can also use other kinds of statistics for this one, but these lines are just the 4 lines that I use to determine if this will be a play or not. And I determined those levels yesterday on IBM and Fisker, and you saw what happened there. So you can make nice trades and have a very good accuracy if you just hold on to those levels, because if there are no levels, then you're just trading somewhere and hoping that it will go down or will go up, depending if you're a short or bias, a short player or a short player or long player. Sorry. So that's BE for a clean tech name. Then we have also BLDP. And look, it's almost the same chart that we just saw on BLDP. So this tech is also down. I'm just going to erase these lines. I think these are intraday lines because I don't recognize them now. So this is also on a daily. You see this line going down. And yesterday we had this first green pop up. Well, it's a little bit different on this chart because this 200 SME is still here, and with BE that we just discussed, the red line. So the 200 SME was below that one, so that's more bullish to me. So this has to be this has to overcome more resistance, I think, than the other one. So this is BLDP. What I like about it is this big green candle here with some volume, a little bit more than the days before, so that's always a good sign. And if you want to play this one on the long side, then you have to be careful about these two levels, 286 and 2149, because that's the green and the red on the daily for BLDP, sorry. Then a more familiar name on the clean tech, that's Plug. This is Plug. Played this one before also and just erased these lines. It's almost identical to what we just saw. So down, big green candle yesterday. Just going to zoom in here. So this is this red one, this is the 200. This is the 9 EMA. It's very close to that one now. So it has to break this 27 first, and then after that, this 200 EMA, SMA, sorry. But it's a similar chart. So it looks like all these EV charts are now giving a first sign of a trend reversing. So BLDP, BE, BLDP, and Plug all share the same kind of charts right now. And this is another chart, but it looks exactly the same. F-cell. This is F-cell. It's just now above 200 SME, as you can see here. Also has this big green candle yesterday. It's now above. So this is a much nicer play if you want to play this one, because you have a level here at 879, and you have a level here at 1006. So if you want to play this one, then this is the room that you have today. And what you want to see, at least what I want to see in plays like this, is it goes down 879. This has to be support. You get a setup, and then you play it again, and you play it long. If you're short buyers, then you can say, okay, I'm gonna wait till it's in this 10 area, make a setup, and then you can play it down. So you can play this one different ways with only these two levels. And there's always this level if open and close are almost the same. So there's a level around 930-ish. So also F-cell has a very nice for day trading. And if you're an investor or a swing trader, then you really should look at this pattern that you see here. So you can look at it two ways. Okay, it's down, so it's fairly cheap. I'm going to buy it now and trade from these levels and trade it up again. Or you can say it's down, and who's not going to say that's going to be down more than that. So you really need these levels in order to manage your risk. Just two others in the EV space. That's CPST, Capstone Turbines. Well, you recognize this pattern now. Down just above this 200 SME. It's around 7, and there's this low of almost 7,695. And it touched this 9 EMA yesterday, rejected this one. So this is really a nice level, and this is a level that's even more interesting because it's also a high from this day. So when something like that coincides, then I'm just say, okay, this is a big level for me. So this could be big resistance, and if it gets above this one, then it just might squeeze up into a parabolic move. And if you're a short player, then you can also play this to the downside if it doesn't break this one. So if it double tops here or anything like that, just look at the 1 minute because someone is not that thickest. That's just too much. So no volume pre-market right now. Just wait and see for market open on CPST in order to see if this will be a play for you that's going to be interesting on those two levels. And then the last one, ENS. On the daily again, but this one has a little different. This one looks a little bit different than all the other ones. So I try to look for if are there any clean tech plays that are maybe just a little bit different than the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others that I showed you. I showed you 5 plays, so keep them on your radar today, tomorrow, and next week, because something's going to happen to them uh, either way, up or down. There seems to be a break in trend, and if you look at this uh, ENS, it's a bigger stock, and it does not give you that. It does not give you that clear reversal pattern or the beginning of a clear reversal pattern that you saw on the other charts. What do you see here? Well, I'm going to tell you what I see here. This is just a brilliant move up, of course, and this is all filled with higher highs and higher lows. So that's the basic of all technical plays. This is a high. This high is higher than this high, and this low is higher than this low. So you can see this here with all these nice higher lows that are making. This is how a normal stock goes up, not a parabolic move, but just this real nice forming of higher highs and higher lows. So this is all very nice, but when we now zoom in here, there seems to be for the first time now that this is still a higher low. So, but only just. So this low is 88.09 and this low is 88.16. So what you don't want to see right now, because that would be if you see all these higher lows here, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and then for the first time since November last year, this will be the first time that this won't be a higher low, but this if this one falls now through that 8, well, let's say that 80 mark, 88 mark, sorry. If it falls through that 88 mark, then this is the first time since November that this won't be a higher low, but this will fall down. So what you get then, what you see very often, because I'm not the only one looking at this, of course, everybody's looking at this. What you can see then is this is what you call the triple down effect. Oh, I'm not really good with these rectangles. I really have to take some lessons. This is, of course, not on scale. You know that my drawing skills are really, really bad. So what you will see then, although this was a nice green candle here, if this 88 does not hold, then you will see this a lot of bots, but also a lot of big investors. So the big guys who are in this one we'll see this one. Okay, this is not going up any longer. This is a break of trend in this stock, so you will just get this trickle down effect. So if it gets below 88, you just can expect this one to happen. But there is a but. So will it trickle down all the way, or will it just be here in consolidation phase? I'm getting good at this. You see that? I just have to practice a little bit more. So this can also be the pattern. It's going to be in consolidation, and that's also very helpful for any stock to be up this long, then can be in consolidation, and then will get back up again. So that's also something that you can look at if you can play this one as a swing trader maybe, or as an investor. Then you have to look at this pattern also and go away. And if you're into short playing, then please be careful, because here this 200 SME is now around 80.50, and 80.50 just will be, I think, some kind of support for this one. And that's not just because this is the 200 SME, but look what happened here. So this is it's going up, like we saw in this big picture, is going up. But if you just close in here a little bit more, then what you see here is also, it's a little upside, of course, but you can also see that there is some consolidation going on right here. And just playing this one, to the downside, you will have to recognize that this 80.50 might be support. Because look at these candles here. 80.38 as a low. 80.44 as a low. 80.67 as a low. 80.67 as a low. So this 80.50-ish, it's not one line, but it's an area in which there might be support if you're willing to play this one on a short side. But just wait and see what's happening now. Will this be consolidation? Will it go down here, or will this just be another just be another higher low and just go up again, and then you have room to play till 105, 106. As a day trader, I'm looking, still those tickers. When I'm looking at this one, it's not moving in pre-market. It seldom is. It moved nicely here. So just wait for price action if it's really light, thinly traded here. So just look at price action on ENS in order to trade it, and I gave you the levels that you can trade it up. But as a day trader, I'm not sure that I'm going to be very interested in it. It has an ATR of 2.3 on a $90 stock. That's not a lot of movement for a big stock like this one. Oh. All right. You guys just gave me some tickers. PEVM. Just look at that one. PEVM. This is It's not IBM. So PVM, what did this one do? I played this one before. This at $2, as you can see here. So those are not levels that I just drew now, but somewhere here in the beginning of the year. Those are no longer any good for this one. So this has made a nice move up, also with higher highs and higher lows. The higher lows not as clean as the other one that we just saw. Just going back now, and in order to follow this big picture that you see here, and what you really want to see is that if this is going to be the next low here, it's still higher than this low. This is not really, as I said, not really clean. Not a clean chart as we just the way that we looked at just now. It has this blue line on the daily is my 50 EMA, and 50 EMA is often a strong level for any stock. So what you want to see is that it stays above that at 431. It's now just above that right now. There are the other two levels. It's above 200 SME. So there's your next level, I think. And it really had some problems here. So this one is a high of 499. This one has a high of 498. This one has a high of 5. This one has a high of 506. So that tells you that this 5 line is a real line in the sand now for this stock. So if you want to play this one on the long side, then please be sure that you draw your levels and see that this area, it tried to top that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And you can look at it in two different ways. If it knocks at the door 4 times, then eventually the door is going to break and you're going to get in. That's one way of looking at it, and that's usually the case. But I would be very careful, because it's after this big drop here and then trying to get through that 5 of 5 again and you don't succeed, it's going to be a level. So if you want to play this for today as a day trader, what I would do, this is just for information purposes only, as you know, and of course you know that. What I want to do, so it's above its, there's no volume right now. This 431, that's the real volume that you have to look at. Don't really understand this lines here right now, but there's something wrong here. So 431, that's support. So if it stays above that, then you can play to the upside to 479. That's your first resistance. And then there's this real big resistance at 5, as I just showed you. This 5, yeah. I just don't understand why it's giving me these levels here, so that's not right. These are pre and post market from yesterday. So ignore these and look at these levels: 431, 479, and 5. I just want to see GRWG, and then just scroll down to the questions in the chats. GRWG. Also a nice move up. Nice move up, but not the higher lows and lower highs that you saw on the other one. But what I see here right now is this. It's not clear cut. It's not like in all the textbooks. You can look at it as a wick now, and just pull up from this trend line here. And well, if you're so inclined, then you might just draw this one a little bit higher. But this one is just this nice wick. So if you want to trade it, you have to be under this trend line for a short, and above this trend line for a long. So I'm going to set my alerts and look if it's going to do that. So this is just a nice wick. Got above here just one time and then rejected that one. So it's not picture perfect. It's not like in the textbooks, but I can really see this one going like this for maybe a few days, and then eventually it has to break out of this one to the upside or to the downside. That's for on GRGW, Growth Generation Corporation. Okay, guys, I'm gonna look at some of the Kusha's already gone to bed. Okay, Kusha, sorry, I just wanna. Yeah, it's really a dry show, but it's all technicals and no jokes. I know that. OP asked about Piton, wants to hold 100 pre-market. Talked about this one a lot. Erase all. So this was 98.80. This one is 99.80. This one is 99.80. So these are three lows in the 99.80 area, 99.80. Wants to hold at 99.80. I can see that now. It's under the 200 SME. Drips down here, and is this going to be the reversal? That's really what you're asking. So if in order to be that one, in order to be above this one, it has to be hold 99.80. I think you're right about that one. You're welcome, Mello. Okay, guys, hit that like and subscribe button if you like this one. I'm just going over tickers as much as I can. My own tickers, those are the clean tech tickers, because it's clean tech day at Benzinga. I showed you the clip. This is not that. It's Anthony KTRA. Kintera Therapeutic. Okay. Well, we saw this one in the clean tech, this real downward trend on this stock. It's a smaller stock. It's There's a big spread right now, but I think there's no volume. No, there is no volume. So pre-market, no volume. You really have to wait on this one till it's open. Whew. Here is this low at 125, and this is his low at 124. So if you believe in this stock, then you really, really want to hold this level. So that's as close as you can get to a double bottom as you want on a daily. If you want to trade it to the upside, then I don't see a reversal yet, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles here on a daily. I want to see green here. I want to see it. The next one has to be, of course, above the 125. Because if it's going lower, it might just find that $1 mark again, and if it gets to the $1 mark, then you really have to be careful, but you don't want to see that one go under there. So 124, yeah. I think that you also see this one here on this chart, maybe in the weekly, it's even clearer, yeah. So there is some resistance here at 124. I can see that now. And on small stocks like these, small stock like these, 124, there is resistance. So what you want to do then is to look up Kintara, and maybe, just maybe, we saw this on another stock a few weeks ago, BBY. It didn't hold eventually, but I'm going to just show you why I was interested in that one for a while. Just to show you what happened here. Bear with me one moment. So this is BBY. And the news on BBY was that its CEO bought EBY shares at 8.18. And what you saw then this is a weekly chart, what you saw then for a week is that for a few weeks, it stayed above that 180. That's also true here, but you see, and you see this one also above that 118 here on the line. Not exactly, of course, it's a weekly, but anyone can see that something is going on here at 118. And if our other stock is the same as what we just saw, just switching my platform to the news. Let's see if you can see this one. So here's something going on at 124-ish. That's what you can see. And if just look up at Benzinga or on your own platform, if something's going on at 125, did the CEO, for example, buy stocks at 124? Because it's obviously a big level. And so if it holds this level, then I understand why you want to trade it to the long side. And if it's not holding this level now, then you can trade it to the bottom if you want to. But there's no volume in the pre-market, so be aware 125.24 is my level. Stoop drop, bingo, you say. I haven't seen that one for a long time now, and traded this one in this area. And something's going on in pre-markets, I think. It is bingo. So you could have played this one nicely here in this first pop, then it goes down, stays here for a little bit, then goes up on this 5 minutes. This was resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times, breaks out of that, and then you could have played this one very, very nicely. Did you play it stoop top? Very nice. GPS. Did this one also early, as you can see. GPS going nicely. Do I have to tell you what happens here? No, I don't. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So what higher low here. So what you want to see now is that this wasn't the high, but that the next one is the high. So this is on a daily chart. You see this as kind of a flat top here. You want to see this 33.22 breaking on GPS. Good morning, Shaka Guru. Cloth. Let's look at cloth. No FOMO Netsky. No FOMO, that's a good, I like that name. We played gloves, not one time, not 2 times, but a few times. You also see here, and I use them sometimes, my Fibonacci lines. Fibonacci lines here. And I'm not going to get all technical on you because that's Neil on Benzinga who does that. But sometimes I use them because I really, really don't know what to do with a chart, and then I put in those Fibonacci lines, and I'm having some more support than just these normal lines that I have in, because this is an IPO and Fibonacci can help you, because when your 200 SME here is just forming because it's an IPO from 200 days back. So cloth, we traded that a few times, and the rejection here was at 1065. I even think that I tweeted this one out also. So the Fibonacci one was at 1065 or something. We traded this one a few days ago. Let's say 264. Rejects the 1064, and okay, just gonna go technical with you then, if you really want to. Okay, so this is what I do. This is my Fibonacci. Yeah. Oh. Go away. So this one. Well, good morning to you. I'm lost. Oh yeah. So I take them here from the top till this bottom here, and then look if I can find any levels, because it's an IPO, and then sometimes you cannot trust these 200 SME, for example, and I just told you why. So what's doing now? It's rejected this. I'm going to get rid of this one. So I'm rejected this 38.2 on the Fibonacci scale. Do you see that one here? Rejected that 4 days ago. It didn't hold to this 23.6 on the Fibonacci. Just pull through just twice. So this seems not to be a real level for this stock. So it's not always that if you draw these lines, then it's gonna be a level. Just look at the stock, and if it doesn't hold these levels, then just think, okay, it's not a level for the stock. It was a level for the stock here, 1, 2, 3 times. But now here you can say, I don't think it's a level. So the real level here is this blue one, which is the 50 EMA. And the 50 EMA is applicable because it's an IPO, but it's older than 50 days. It's 200 plus days now. So I would say 910 is a level. So play this one from 910 till eventually again up to here. But you already saw this candle here on 923 and on this candle on 929. So that tells you that 930 is also a level. So looking at this one, you want to see this one above 910 for a long to 930, and if you really believe in Fibonacci all the way, then you can say, okay, 894 is also a level. Doji holding the 30 level. Okay, OP, are you in Doji? Tell me. Is BNG attacked by a short activist recently? I really wouldn't know. Shaka Guru, love your opinion on SOS. We talked about SOS yesterday, I think. SOS. The same, these are lines from yesterday, aren't they not? Just looking at the list yesterday. Yeah, we talked about SOS yesterday. And I drew these lines yesterday, and look what it did. So, might be a retracement here. It's above this one. It's now having problems here. You see that on the 9 EMA, this green one on 451. I drew these levels yesterday and they are still applicable to SOS. So 411 is support and 451 is resistance. Play it off on a short side below 411 or when it makes a setup, and this is really support, then to the upside, and then your next resistance point is 451. Be aware that this open and close here is can also be some resistance. Holding Dogecoin as a hedge for your BTC. All right. I'm not into Bitcoins. There are other in coins or altcoins or whatsoever. So there are other coins, and I am not really into any of them. Maybe I missed some questions or I missed some tickets. Just put them in right now. We just have 1 or 2 minutes now to look at them. And just to remind you, it is technical day today. Tech day today, not technical, it's tech day today. And I showed you a lot of tech brands, and they have all the same pattern. So as a trader, as a swing trader, or as an investor, you might just be inclined to look at those. Okay, Adam asks for NGA or TAP. And Esther, hi Esther, nice to see you. ask for DM, please. Do you mean a DM me, please, or the ticket DM? Just kidding, of course. Daily on DM. Desktop metal. Well, doesn't this look similar? And some of the tech plays, some of the clean tech plays that we looked at. So this is here on it. I'm looking at a daily chart now. This is resistance for you. 3 months. This thing was a dog. On a weekly, it looked like this. On a daily, it looks like this. This was last year, September, October, November, December. So this is definitely some kind of resistance area. If you go back this long, then it's no longer, it's not always a line, but it's resistance area. So, and it just hit that 1075. This is a nice big candle. So what you want to see is a second day runner here. What you really want to see is, so they're up. Okay. How do you want to play this one? As the long? So what you don't want to see here, that it double tops on a daily here and then goes down again. So what you want to see in with a move like this, you want to see a second day runner. So it really has to break that 1350, and then it has to break 1428 and 1525. It's a mover. It has an ATR of 1.5, so it can move $1 as a mean in one day. So 1426 and 1518 might be just the next levels that you want to play to, if you play to the upside. And do we have some support? It's always nice to have some support. 20. This is support, of course, but it's just too far away. And this might just be some kind of support, but this is with no volume, so be very careful if you treat this one as support. So then if you want to really have some support, then take this high of day from yesterday, and it's 13. So 13 is support, 1350 is resistance, and you can play that with a setup to the long side, and if this one breaks, also to the long sides. Yeah, you don't have to wait till 14, Esther. I wouldn't wait for 14. 13, this is really, these are the levels that you should take into account. 12.99, 30.50, 14.26 and 15.18. These are the levels of support and resistance for this stock. $29 likes, please. Okay, guys, be sure that you hit that like button. What we're trying to do at Benzinga is try to air all day, so 24/7, not just starting with a pre-market show with Spencer, but we want to be on the air all day. And if you want to do that, then you have to hit that like, hit the subscribe, share this with other people, share this with your friends, and you're welcome, Esther. So today is going to be a different day. There will be a pre-market show, but after the pre-market show, there will be this nice clean tech day, and I showed you a lot of clean tech brands today, a lot of clean tech stocks also. Where's my mouse at? Oh, there it is. Let's. I have 3 screens here, and sometimes it hides in the screen. So we have this clean tech day here today. Please watch that, and you can still register on the clean tech day. I'm Eric Boss. I'm from Bosch Trading. I'm gonna show you the promo one more time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm back tomorrow, and don't forget to watch the pre-market show with Spencer later this day. Have a good day. Happy trading.